Parable number 1, the parable of the sower. Matt.13, 3-13. The words spoken by Jesus in his gospel or the seed. Jesus has explained the mystery through this parable, what happens when his words are sown. Matt.13, 3-23. Matt.13, 3. Then he spoke many things to them in parable, saying, Behold, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. Some fell on stony places, where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up, because they had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. And others fell on good ground, yielded a crop, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. So, let's see what Jesus has explained. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said to him, Why do you speak to them in parables? He answered and said to them, is speaking to the disciples only, because it has been given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given. The parables are mysteries of the kingdom. It is not available for everyone. For whoever has, to him more will be given, and he will have abundance. But whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. Already it was taken away from the Jewish people. That's the reason why he didn't tell them the full thing. Therefore, I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand. They don't understand even if they clarify them. And in them the prophecy of Isaiah is fulfilled, which says, Hearing you will hear and you shall not understand, and seeing you will see and not perceive. For the hearts of these people have grown dull. Their ears are hard of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, lest they should understand with their hearts and turn, so that I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for you see, and your ears they hear. So, Jesus has given the parable, and now he is giving explanation. For assuredly I say to you that many prophets and righteous men desired to see what you see and did not see it, and to hear what you hear and did not hear it. Here he has given explanation that he is the Messiah, the Son of God. Many people were waiting for the Christ to come. They wanted to see him, they wanted to hear him, but they could not. But these people had the privilege of seeing the Messiah and hearing him directly. So, the Messiah has come. There was no scope for another Messiah. In another place also he has said that. But Muhammad, who came 600 years later, cheated you people, saying he was the promised Messiah and the Bible. Bible and Muhammad had no connection at all. Muhammad was an Arab. Arabs were enemies of the Jews. Not only today, we see the Gaza war, we see the whole Muslim kingdoms are against the people of Israel, against Israel. Not only today, this has been the happening right from time immemorial. Arabs were against the Jewish people, and how can an Arab be the Messiah of the Jews? Messiah is Christ, the Son of God, promised for the Jewish people, and his other name is Son of David. Son of David. David belongs to the Jewish community, Jewish clan, and Muhammad had cunningly appropriated David's name also, calling him Dawood. All right, the devil can go to any extent. That's the reason why we call Muhammad is the devil, because Muhammad's Allah is called the Lord of the world. Allah has described himself Lord of the world in 44 verses in the Quran. Lord of the world is devil as per the words of Jesus. You have already known, in 3 verses Jesus has described the devil as the Lord of the world, and Allah has described himself Lord of the world not in 1 but 44 verses. So, Quran's Allah is devil, and Quran is a devil's scripture, and Muhammad was a servant of the devil. So, that is it. So, he has cheated every one of you. 200 crore of you, he has deceived you into believing he was the Messiah of the Jews, whereas he was not. And here Jesus has clarified, People wanted to see me. People wanted to hear me. Kings wanted to see me. Prophets wanted to see me. They did not see me. They did not hear me. They had no opportunity. But you people are privileged. Very clear. You understand, my dear Muslim brother, sister. Therefore, hear the parable of the sower. Now, he is explaining the parable of sower to the disciples, not to the people. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom, not the Old Testament, not Davrat, not Moses' law. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, then the wicked one comes and snatches away what was sown in his heart. This is he who received seed by the wayside. Please understand. If you sow the word from the Old Testament, Davrat, the Moses law, the devil will not come and pluck it away. But if you sow the words of the kingdom, what's the word of the kingdom? Kingdom is Jesus. If you sow the seed, if you speak the words spoken by Jesus, then if a person doesn't realize, doesn't act upon it, the devil will come and snatch it away, because it's very dangerous to leave it there. The words of the kingdom, that is the words spoken by Jesus, have got tremendous power that can make a person the salt of the earth and light of the world. And the words of Jesus have got the power to annihilate the devil and his kingdom. So the devil is very careful. The moment the words of the kingdom are sown, the words of Jesus are preached, he looks at who all had heard. And if people don't act upon it, then he goes fast and removes that from them. Jesus has given him authority. That's what Jesus has said here. But he who received the seed on stony places, this is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. He is very happy. Yet he has no root in himself, but endures only for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. So the words of the kingdom, when somebody wants to follow Jesus, then persecution comes, tribulation comes, it's mandatory. And when that comes, these people run away. They have no strength. Second category. Now, he who received the seed among the thorns is he who hears the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful. So, Jesus has revealed the mystery that the cares of the world, that is worries of this world, what I will do for my son, what I will do for my daughter, for marriage. If somebody dies, where will I bury? What will happen tomorrow? When somebody goes into that, worries of the world, Jesus calls it cares of this world, and deceitfulness of the riches. That is, a person who has got money, the riches. Jesus says deceitfulness, that will deceive him, and they become unfruitful. So, the third one. Now the fourth one. But he who received seed on the good ground is he who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and produces some 100-fold, some 60 and some 30. So the words of Jesus have got the power to annihilate the devil's kingdom 100-fold, 60-fold and 30-fold. That's the reason the devil is very careful, and he comes after the people who have received the words of Jesus. And if the devil never comes after people who have received Quran or even the Old Testament. He doesn't come, because they have no power like this. You understand? This is the mystery Jesus has explained through the parable of sower.